Well, welcome along everybody to round number 2 of the Fantasy League, this test season ahead of Season 1, which you guys will be able to sign up your teams and drivers for. We're off the back of a very exciting race in Interlagos. Foxworth joins me again. How are you today, my friend?
Still same day, still doing well. How are you?
Oh, break the third wall, why don't you? Okay. Third wall, it's fourth wall. Oh, whatever.
It's fourth wall.
Whatever.
Knocking down the third wall.
I knocked down the third wall. So you didn't even know there was a third wall. You always thought it was a fourth wall. So we are here at Long Beach for what is sure to be a very exciting race. I guess IndyCar is probably the closest cars that actually drive on this track, aren't they? I don't think they would have ever had F3s around here, though. But it promises to be chaos, I'm sure. So let's go on board with our championship leader at the moment, Colin McRae, who's looking to put his first lap in. So I'm hoping that this will demonstrate, this second race, how random these grids can be and how open this championship will be and the season once it gets going. I'm expecting a completely different order and a completely different result, but I could be proved wrong by Colin McRae. We'll have to wait and see.
I think he's just unstoppable. I think, again, as you said, I think they remembered what happened last time and they're just following through.
AI machine learning.
Exactly. We've accidentally developed monsters.
It would be funny. What did I watched something recently that had self-learning AI in it. There's a film with Johnny Depp in it. Can't remember for the life of me what it's called. It's very weird.
Oh, the one where like he uploads his consciousness to an AI because he's dying.
Yeah, he's like virtual.
Oh, that's
Johnny
such a weird
Depp.
movie. But it's like, oh, it's so interesting. It has like such a scary like message. I don't know. It's weird. Anyways, I know what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah, we know what you're doing, Elon. And please don't do that.
Yeah.
Is all we ask. Right, Michael Andretti is the first one with a time on the board then. Lance Stroll up in second, Verstappen quickly displacing him, and Colin McRae only good enough for fourth so far as we get the first laps over the line.
So last time out we were seeing 3, almost 4 wide on Interlagos, but that doesn't fit here. So I'll be curious if they still try for those moves, and I mean, it's probably going to be a traffic jam at some point.
Well, they only have 3 races to win this championship, and dependent on whether you stick with the same teams, if you do enter, I won't be entering because I'll be putting up the prize money myself, so it would be a bit unfair. So these guys might be vying to impress you, their team owner, as well, as to which 2 teams you take forward. The other idea I haven't mentioned with this season is that if you keep the same drivers between seasons, between championships, there's the scope here to do multi-class racing, to do GT racing, NASCAR, all sorts of fancy leagues. If you keep the same drivers, I will track the stats of those drivers and those teams across all competitions. So, this might be some of these drivers vying to be your choices going forward.
Yeah, indeed. I'm not 100% sure if I would participate or not, but yeah, I guess there's no reason for me not to. I mean, you said it wouldn't be fair for you to join because it's your competition money, but I mean, I joined the F1 Fantasy League and I was putting up the prize, so.
Well, true. I just, with me being in control of the race and the AI settings and everything, I feel like it would not sit well to be.
If you did win, it could cause some questions.
Exactly. Especially if we get to a stage where the league is self-sustaining. But that's a long way down the line. We're here to excite you about the prospects of Season 1 here. So, Tom Brady's hit the front now for never retiring from Karen Horner, Jenson Button.
Home race for Tom Brady, of course. So he's looking to... he was a California kid, I guess. I mean, he is a California kid. So that's where he originally was born, and there was actually talks of him returning to San Diego Chargers this past offseason, or 2 seasons ago, whenever he was a free agent, but it didn't work out. He went down to Tampa Bay in Florida. So maybe he can show his home crowd a fantastic race. Mr. Beast has topped his time though, so that's 3 Americans actually in the top 3. Looking like a very American forward race right now. Oh, but Karen Horner pops in a pole time.
What nationality is Karen Horner?
That's a good question. I would assume that she's Christian Horner's nationality, but that is a good question.
So British then. Okay.
Yeah.
As Jenson Button now pops up into second place for quarter mile race. Quarter mile racing, of course, joint bottom of the table at the moment, so they need a good race. His teammate Vin Diesel is down in 12th at the moment. Race winner last time, Colin McRae, currently only 11th, as Lawrence Stroll goes up to second now. And second last time, Polecat is currently in 17th, so not looking good for the 2 championship leaders at the moment.
I'd rather be Colin McRae, obviously, out of those 2, but there's still a couple laps to go here.
Oh, and maybe this is why. I think they're stuck in a bit of a train here.
A train that's led by Polecat. Maybe this is a little bit of a championship tactics here as Polecat goes up to 6th. So keep his championship rival stuck in traffic, and he gets just holding out for a clean lap as Lance Stroll goes for a racing move in qualifying.
I don't think the AI have quite learnt that part of their machine learning yet to create a gap. They seem to think this is the race at the moment. What have I created with this AI? A monster, apparently. It's Pulu. Up to P2 for Gentleman Racers then in that beautiful 2005 Renault livery. But the times do be a tumbling.
Indeed, yeah. I think a quick lap around here is probably in the 113s. I'm not sure what the F3 cars are, so I would say they're probably close to the max at this point. Probably going to be a 10th or 2 left in this. Whenever we were racing in the DW12s and the RL, the quick times were 13s, and like an occasional high 12 if you got the perfect lap. So I think the F3 car is right around this pace. So I wouldn't expect too many more tumbling times. Lando Norris goes up to 3rd.
Yeah, that's a good time. Polecat hits the front then, or near to the front. P2, he seems to have shaken off that traffic. Maybe it was games he was playing there.
Indeed, yeah. Where's Colin McRae?
He is in the pits.
Is that his day done?
With 18 seconds left, that will be it, yeah. Obviously didn't fuel them to the end of the session. All the tyres had just given up, so that's not going to be a good starting place for our current championship leader.
The wily Polecat.
He has. He's pulled it out of the bag, and he's going quicker on this lap if he's got the fuel to finish. But Tom Brady's going very quickly in... Oh, he's pitted. Okay. As Mario Andretti goes up to 5th. Zach Brown...
3rd.
10th. 3rd? Yeah, no, you're quite right. Polecat is on a much quicker lap, but it's whether he's got the fuel to finish it. Because that would explain why he'd be going quicker if he was almost out of fuel, but we'll see. If he finishes this lap, this is going to put him on pole position. And he pits. So I think we are pretty much done. The flag has now fallen. PewDiePie might be the only one that's on a lap, but I think he might have crossed the line already. So I think that will be our grid. So starting on pole position then, Karen Horner for Never Trust Again. Alongside Polecat, perfect for his championship challenge, will be starting on the front row for Gentleman Racers. Mario Andretti will be hoping for a smoother start than last time out in 3rd position, as will Tom Brady, recovering nicely in 4th for never retiring. Lando Norris, best grid position of the season, up there in P5 for Babyface Racing. Lawrence Stroll out-qualifies his son, unbelievably, in P6. Pulu secures another good overall grid position for the Gentleman Racers then, both of them in the top 10 again, and have a good chance of overhauling the Rally Legends, who the first of which is Richard Burns in P8. Then Jenson Button in P9 obviously has recovered from race 1 and seems to be fighting fit. He'll be hoping for no more flying antics in this one. Zach Brown down there in P10. PewDiePie is in P11 alongside his YouTube All-Stars teammate Mr. Beast in P12. P13 is Fernando Alonso for never retiring. Lance Stroll down in 14th, disappointing qualifying for him. Vin Diesel, it's a very similar qualifying position to last time out in 15th. Our current championship leader then down in 16th. We suspect some antics in qualifying with Polecat holding him up, but he's got a lot of work to do from there. Michael Andretti disappointing qualifying in P17, and Max Verstappen, ironically probably the quickest driver on this grid in real life, will line up at the back behind this makeshift fantasy team.
Indeed, very proud of my gentlemen racers. They definitely look poised in a good position, but it all comes down to turn 1. So yeah, everything could change on the run down to turn 1 here.
Right, engines have started, light sequences starting as well. Who will get off best from Karen Horner and Polecat, and who will survive turn 1? We're underway. Polecat looks like he's got a better start, and immediately getting alongside Karen Horner. And Andretti and Brady are alongside each other behind as well. Polecat looks like he might have this, but he's going to have the outside line into turn 1. Squabbling going on all over the place behind. And Polecat does take the lead through turn 1 and into the little roundabout-y section then. Will we all get through safely? That is the question. And amazingly, they have. That has never happened before around this circuit. But
very interesting.
But Tom Brady also gets the jump then. That's a shocking start from Karen Horner from that pole position. So it's Polecat that will lead us away. Then we've got Mario Andretti in 4th, Norris 5th, Pulu in 6th, Stroll 7th, Burns in 8th, Brown 9th, and Button 10th. Colin McRae hasn't made much of a move from his starting place at the moment. Needs to make some progress if he's going to catch up his championship
Zach Brown
contender.
Going over on Button, I think. Yes.
Yep, he's made that move stick, so he'll be in P9 as we come across the flag then, and we come to complete the end of lap 1 as they come out the incredibly tight final corner, and this is a slipstream dream, is it not? All the way down to turn 1 here.
Yeah, this is about the only overtaking point on the track, that, and then the little back straight back there. It doesn't look like anyone's sizing up a move in the top 3 here. Looks like Lando Norris might be making a move on Pulu, or the other way around. But it looks like it's status quo as we go through the fountain section here.
Yep, and they've all made it through for a second time. I'm shocked, to be honest, that they've made it through so far. So the whole pack is still line and stern then. Polecat trying to make a little break. He's made a little gap to Brady, who's coming under pressure from Karen Horner, trying to recover from that shocking start. I guess it was such a long tow down to turn 1 that she just got swamped with a slipstream.
Yeah, indeed. I guess it's much like Russia, where you want to be in the second row going down to turn 1. And, yeah, it really worked out for Tom Brady. And hopefully he can please the home crowd today.
Yeah, as you say, it is his home track, isn't it? So, obviously looking to impress and gain a few fans in a different sport.
Exactly. I mean, he probably has a game right after this he's going to fly out to for football, but always makes time for the fans in his home crowd here in Long Beach.
So there's an almighty train of cars here as Karen Horner looks to make a move down the outside of Tom Brady. Not going to make that move, surely. Does make it stick. Brilliant racing.
My goodness.
That was brave.
A close one.
And they all make it through for a third time. Well, this race is getting cut from the calendar. No, it's not quite been the fireworks that I expected, but it leads to more of a tactical race then. We saw how much of an impact the pit stop made last time for Mr. Beast, although he very quickly went backwards afterwards.
Yeah, much of a mystery there. So we'll have to see if they can work out their tire warm-up this time out. But yeah, it's looking very racy between Karen Horner and Tom Brady. And it's just letting Polecat go away with a win, and can anyone stop him if he gets the first place here today?
Well, with one race to go, you would need a very bad race at the end to lose that Champions League. championship lead, but yeah, a long way to go. So we've got a little gap developing between Zach Brown and Richard Burns. So this is the train from 9th back to 18th.
Jensen Button looking for a move around Zach Brown here. It's not as daring on the brakes as Karen Horner was.
No, it's one thing I've always known about Jensen Button. He's not as daring as Karen Horner.
Indeed.
So still, there's a big gap from Polecat up the front then. So he's in absolute control of this race here at the moment. It's all the fighting behind is allowing Polecat to get away.
Indeed, taking massive advantage here. Pulling off a Colton Herta-like race here at Long Beach.
Yes, IndyCar things. But yeah,
hey, he might be coming to Formula One.
Well, he went to the MTC recently, didn't he? Oh no, that was Pato Award. Sorry.
Pato Award, yes.
Yeah, well, they're all all the same to me, Indy drivers.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So 2 trains developing here. There's going to be some impatience, you would think, in these 2 trains. That Karen Horner and then Karen Horner, and her teammate Zach Brown. So it's the 2 Never Trust Again cars that obviously have got something wrong on the race setup that's holding them up at the moment. Although Zach Brown does seem to have made a little break from Jensen Button, who's under pressure now from PewDiePie.
Indeed, yeah. Looks like there's a couple minor gaps starting to form here. Yeah, it's just very much a procession right now. Colin McRae just can't make any moves on Vin Diesel here, so it's slipping away right now, his championship.
It is. He's going to need a very good pit stop strategy or a good return from his crew, or he's going to have to start making some moves here because, yeah, Polecat is absolutely walking away from this field up top at the moment. And Karen Horner seems to have made a little break from Tom Brady as well. I think this is the thing, as soon as you have to look in your wing mirrors, you lose the car in front, and then that's allowed Karen Horner a little bit of breathing room. Lando Norris running nicely in 5th, trying to look for a way past Mario Andretti.
I believe Mario Andretti was kind of really good around this circuit back in his Formula 1 days.
Norris is going to make a move on the outside then. Is he as daring as Karen Horner? He is! Brilliant move. Got it done just before. And I think Richard Burns making a move on Lawrence Stroll as well. And Mr. Beast on his teammate PewDiePie as well. So that seems to be the favoured overtaking spot at the moment.
Indeed, that's about the only place you can make an overtaking move. I mean, there's a couple opportunistic points in this track that you can make a move, but that is the safest and most preferred spot for sure.
Yeah, they're still pretty daring moves, and it requires quite a lot of compliance from the guy in the car next to you. But all has managed to make it happen without incidents so far, and I'm amazed that we still have 18 cars running line and stern.
Indeed. Yeah, the only car that seems to be breaking away is Polecat at the moment. Pulu is his teammate and scoring fantastic points for the team. And yeah, it's looking like it's going to be very hard to overcome the Gentleman Racers.
You know, we're never going to live this down if they see it now. If they do win both championships, as Mr. Beast gets back on his teammate then. Oh no, that was just the leaderboard updating from the move on the previous lap.
Yes. Yeah, no, I'm going to have to ask if I can use their names for the series if they're going to win this. I might have to bring the Gentleman Racers into the main league.
Well, they are looking favourites at the moment, and yeah, you'd want to bring that form in. So a lot of moves made on that last lap. We can see positions made up from the start on the left-hand side. So Polecat got off, as we know, better than Karen Horner, who had a bit of a shocker at the start, who now leads comfortably. Karen Horner obviously down 1 from that pole position. Then Tom Brady up 1 in P3, as is Lando Norris. Down 2, the person that's given those two their positions, Mario Andretti, but he still has a front wing, so I think he'll probably be thankful for that at this stage.
Indeed.
Pulu running nicely, as you say, to get some good backup points for the Gentleman Racers in 6th. Richard Burns currently the leading Rally Legends team, but they're still quite a way down on points against the gentleman racers in this event. Lawrence Stroll down 2 in P8, Zach Brown up 1 in P9. Jenson Button is conscious and actually having a fairly good race in P10 as the YouTube All-Star team continue to battle then. You think there'd be a bit of team orders here, because they seem to be losing that group ahead of them, and they've got an almighty train catching them, but they still want to be the number 1 driver in that team, it would seem.
Indeed, and moving down the line, we got Alonso, typically quick driver, but just hasn't had the luck this season apparently. And then got Lance Stroll, as well as Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel had a pretty good start last time out, but then kind of fell back to the field after the pit stops. Got a move right now between Lawrence Stroll and Richard Burns. Yes.
Yep, that's Richard Burns defending there.
Defending, yes.
So holds on to 7th for the moment, but will come under a lot of pressure down into turn 1, I would imagine, with the slipstream. And Pulu's too far ahead for him to really get it, although Lawrence Stroll's not really tucking in as he needs to. Now he does. And we'll see if he makes the tried and tested move down the outside here. How good is Lawrence Stroll on the brakes? Not very. Richard Burns defends comfortably there.
Not good enough. Moving back down to Colin McRae here. I don't think he's making any moves.
No, he's stuck in this train at the moment. He's going to need to do something different at the stop, I would have thought.
Definitely, yeah.
Michael Andretti and Max Verstappen in the same positions they started in, then at the back, not really able to make any progress.
My Polecat is losing some gap here.
That gap has come down massively. Now that Karen Horner has stopped looking in the wing mirrors and can now attack and concentrate on the race pace, 0.8 of a second taken on that last lap then.
That is insane.
And comfortably the quickest car on track at the moment, Karen Horner. As Polecat dives into the pits. So was there an issue?
Fuel.
Well, but nobody's following.
Did he might have clipped the wall. Is there damage to that front wing?
I can't see any. But we can go back and have a look. But that's not good news for Polecat and massive for the championship if that is off schedule. So it would have happened on this lap. So I can't see anything. So it might just be a different strategy here, because I definitely no contact on this lap. Oh, that was the wrong lap. Anyway, let's go back to live. Has made that stop then. So that now leaves Karen Horner in the pits, in the lead of the race.
Lead, yep. I assume he's at the back of the field. No one else pitted?
No, nobody is. So he's about 23 seconds behind Max Verstappen at the moment. Did change tyres, so we'll have to see.
We'll see if he gets the undercut here.
Oh, and now they are in, so it was just a different strategy.
Indeed, yeah.
So Karen Horner comes in, and yeah, the rest of the field following suit. Yeah, everybody else in. So whereas we saw one car do the opposite strategy last time out by pitting a lap later, it looks like just one car has pitted earlier than the rest then.
And I wonder if that's because Polecat couldn't make it on fuel. He wasn't slipstreaming anything.
Yeah, no, you're quite right, wasn't he? He was punching a hole for pretty much everybody else. But it's going to have been a mighty outlap here, because Karen Horner's already at the exit of the pit lane. And that's not worked at all for Polecat. Karen Horner is comfortably back out into the lead of this race then.
Oh
and
goodness.
Polecat is going to be down in P6 then, just behind his teammate Pulu. That's been a disastrous stop.
How slow was the stop? Do we have data on that? Bad outlap.
It was the outlap. Yeah, the stop was 8.8 seconds. For reference, his teammate ahead, Pulu, was 8.3.
So yeah, maybe a slightly slow stop, but yeah, just not a good enough out lap. But we'll see if the tires are up to temperature on this lap and he can make up the places. As he's going for a move on Pulu right now.
He is. You think his teammate would be a bit more compliant, considering that he's be going for the Drivers' Championship here. Colin McRae's made up one. No, he hasn't. He's lost a place in the stops back in P17. Polecat trying to make a move around the outside, but can't make it stick. We'll have to wait for the long straight here then. So longer stops. Richard Burns 10.1 seconds. Tom Brady 9.9. Lawrence Stroll 10.1, Jenson Button 10.8, and Fernando Alonso 10.3. And actually, it's Lando Norris with a pit time of 6.9 seconds, who is now in second place. So brilliant work from the Babyface Racing crew there.
Wonder if he saved enough fuel to cut that stop a little bit short.
And Polecat has made that move. Finally gets it done. Still comfortably ahead of McRae, so still good for the championship, but you know, Karen Horner scored pretty well last time.
Yeah.
So maybe an outside shot of the championship lead if Polecat can't make any more progress. But still 3 laps to go then. Or 3.5. So let's run through the order after those stops then. So Karen Horner now leads from Lando Norris. Mario Andretti is now third, who started first, of course. Third, of course. Tom Brady in the slipstream in fourth. Polecat then with that alternate strategy, as we'll quickly cut to this battle in the background then. So this is Richard Burns defending from Mr. Beast and managed to keep ahead. So Pulu is there in P5. P6 now, sorry. Zach Brown P7. Burns P8. Beast P9. Lawrence Stroll and Lance Stroll line and stern in 10th and 11th. Vin Diesel is up 3 in P12. Jenson Button, with that 10.8 second stop, is now back in 13th. So not a good one for him. And Max Verstappen is another one with a very quick stop then. So 6.9 has moved him up from the back of the field to 14th. PewDiePie. Then Fernando Alonso. Colin McRae won't be the championship leader after this one, I'm sure. And Michael Andretti rounding off the back then.
Indeed, yeah. I think the biggest shock here is Karen Horner maintaining that lead, and Polecat is right up behind Tom Brady, so he does have that, you know, extra lap on those tires. Maybe it's more in the working range, so yeah, look at him driving with maybe a little bit more anger, trying to get that spot back. We'll see if he does anything too risky.
Well, there's no need to panic here. I mean, he's had the pace in all of the races, so yeah, P5 is still not a bad result, but if he can make up a couple of positions to get back on the podium, then yeah, would be very helpful, I'm sure. But yeah, Karen Horner, after that shocking start, has kept ahead and fought back well here to be leading by 2 seconds over the line that time from Lando Norris.
Looks like Tom Brady is looking for a move here on Mario Andretti. We'll see if he has brakes. Nope. Gonna back out of the move. And of course, it's one-way traffic here around the fountain, an overtaking spot.
It's not, but and I just can't believe they've all made it through this so many times. This is not what I was expecting from this race at all, but there we go. You can't always get what you want in life.
We definitely have a interesting championship as things stand.
Yeah, absolutely. It's I have no idea how the table is going to look for either the drivers or the constructors at the end of this one, as Karen Horner rounds the final corner to start the final lap of the race here then. So Polecat really needs to try and get a move done down this straight. Might be his last opportunity of the race. Although still, obviously, with a big advantage over Colin McRae. Looking to get in the slipstream here then. We'll look to move to the outside. And then try and get it done on braking to then have the inside line for the next one. Sweeps around the outside. It still scares me every time they do that, but they obviously know what they're doing. And comfortably gets that move done and back up into 4th place then. And We've got a few corners to try and do something about Mario Andretti to get back on that podium. Saw a lock up there from Karen Horner, but still seems to be under control. Lando Norris still pushing hard to the flag, though.
Indeed, yeah, the gap is coming down, but there's just not enough corners here. But look to see if Polecat's going to be making a move here. This is the final overtaking spot. Mario Andretti's not even going defensive, and Polecat looks like he is happy with 4th place today.
Yeah, he's minimised the damage from that alternate strategy, but it would be Karen Horner then that doesn't lead from pole, but still from pole position to the win, and some great points there. Lando Norris, some great work from their pit crew to jump him up 3 positions into second. Mario Andretti rounds off the podium from Polecat. Tom Brady, Pulu, Zach Brown, Richard Burns, Mr. Beast, Lawrence Stroll, and Lance Stroll finishing line astern. Vin Diesel, Jenson Button, Max Verstappen on the line from PewDiePie, Fernando Alonso, Colin McRae. Shocking race really for him that might have ended his championship challenge, and Michael Andretti rounds off the grid then. Well, it didn't have the fireworks of Interlagos, but still a lot of intrigue, a lot more movement off the start for the front 3, and pit stops playing a crucial role there. So,
indeed, yeah. Very shocked that Karen Horner did bring home the win, but I think that puts her into championship contention here. Obviously, Polecat is definitely the championship leader after this with 2 great results. But I don't remember where Karen Horner actually finished. So maybe Karen Horner's the leader. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was 5th or 6th. We'll obviously get the points tallied up for the end of this this video. But at the moment, I couldn't really call it between those 2. I think Polecat was 2nd and 4th, and Horner was 1st and 5th. So
yeah, it would be very close either way.
They might even be equal, you know. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, such a shame for Colin McRae. Had such a good run. I think he won 2 out of the 3 races in our last test run. And yeah, just thought he was going to do his domination they did last time this time, but went from 1st and then down to 17th. So looking like his championship run is done.
Right, let's take a look at the standings after round 2 then. So it is Karen Horner that takes the lead after that win in Long Beach. 3 points is all the margin she has over Polecat, with 2 very solid results is just 3 points behind. Lando Norris moves up to 3rd with 70. Colin McRae just 6 points behind. Obviously that result did hurt him quite a bit. But he's still in with a shot on 64 points, as is Michael Andretti on 63, Pulu on 60, Lance Stroll on 59. To be honest, with 37 points between 1st and last, I would say any of those top 8 or 9 still have just about a mathematical chance. And then moving on to the Constructors Championship, so it is the gentlemen racers that lead, but only by 7 points from Never Trust Again, which is, of course, Karen Horner and Zach Brown. Rally Legends just about still in it on 118, as are Babyface Racing, but they're going to need a lot of improvement from Max Verstappen. What are your thoughts, Fox, on the standings as we see them then going into the final race at Daytona?
It's looking like Karen Horner might make a full-time appearance next season on my team. We'll have to see. But yeah, I'm kind of shocked at how close it is. And that Colin McRae still has a shot here. It's all to play for. And with a pack race like Daytona, it's going to be quite insane.
It is going to be quite mental. We're expecting a high stop race at Daytona, and yeah, with 18 cars not used to oval racing, flying around there, I think anything could happen, and it probably will. But hopefully that just highlights to you guys, you know, how open this series will be, and if we can extend the grid from 18 to 40, yeah, God only knows what kind of races we're going to be looking at. But yeah, title decider coming up in Daytona then. So if you guys have enjoyed that, don't forget the whole point of this is to showcase what this championship and this league will be like. Don't forget that you yourselves can sign up teams and drivers to Season 1 that will The sign up will be live currently as you're watching this. So do either go into the description or I guess the Foxworth Discord.
Yeah, we'll make sure that you're into the Foxworth Autosport community Discord. We'll have links to everything, and I can post the standings every Sunday, I guess, whenever the videos come out. So yeah, we'll have a link to the Discord, but yeah, we can have a link to the sign-up sheet, which we can work on and create, and yeah.
So yeah, do get signing up, guys. Do leave your feedback for how we could improve the racing or the league, or any of your thoughts on it so far. And yeah, we have one more race of this test season to go. And do join us for round 3, where we'll be off onto an oval. So we want to showcase the different types of racing we will have in this league, and the different types of racing we can do with this format. So we will be sending 18 Formula 3 cars around the Daytona Oval. Be sure to tune in for that one, because I'm fairly sure it will be quite spicy. Thank you as always for joining me, Fox.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm very excited for yet another American track and an oval, so should be good fun.
Yeah, we can. There are European tracks we can use and other around the world ones, but obviously there's quite a strong favour of American stuff on iRacing. But yeah, that should be good. So thank you everybody for watching. Don't forget to get your team signed up for season 1, and we'll catch you again for the final round next time.